For years I've been an off-air antenna enthusiast. I've received off-air signals for pretty much all my life. I've never really had cable. I have IPTV service now, but really the only reason I have it is because I work for the company. If I wasn't working in the business, I probably wouldn't have cable. I would just deal with my antenna. I have what I consider to be a relatively good UHF antenna now that pulls in all the local stations that I can get in my area. And I was approached by Antop and they asked if I would like to review one of their new antennas, and I said sure, great. I said I'm in a deep fringe area, so one that's got good range. We'll see how it compares to my existing Yagi, which is just a small, I think it's a 6 or 7 element Yagi, which gets me pretty good coverage for what's available to me here. I'm going to put this one up, we're going to open it up and take a look at it together, and then I'm going to go mount it on the roof, and we'll hook it up to the TV and run a scan and see whether I get the same and more stations. This one here says it receives VHF and UHF, which could be an advantage because the existing antenna I've got now is a UHF only version. Although I don't know if any of the stations are actually broadcasting on VHF. But let's open this up together and see what's in the box. I guess what we'll show you first before I open it up is what their claim on here. They say they claim up to 85 miles. But what's in the box here is we're going to mount it outdoor because I'm not really rural, I'm more suburb, but we're going to mount it outside. It says 85-mile reception range. It's got an amplifier built in, and this is our features. So it's indoor or outdoor for RV use, for example. It's got a 4G LTE cellular filter to block noise from cellular cell sites, which is good because we certainly got a lot of them around here. In the box we've got the amplified antenna, a smart pass amplifier, AC/DC power adapter. It's got the indoor stand, VHF rods, mounting kit, instruction manual, and that's pretty much it. So let's open up the antenna itself, pull it out of the box here, and see exactly what we get in the package. So here's everything that's in the box. This is going to be I'm sure this is the signal injector for the amplifier. Power goes in here, antenna connects to one side, and then this side would connect to your television. It also comes with a run of 75 ohm coaxial cable. I've already got a run that's already in place, so I'll be using the existing RG6 that is already in place for the existing antenna that is going to come down and be replaced with this one. In here we should have a power adapter to power up the amplifier, which it is. Mounting brackets. No, I guess this is the antenna itself. This will be the VHF. I think this is for the VHF antenna, but this is the antenna itself. One great big unit that we're going to put up, and I'm going to mount it to an existing pipe. It's the type of pipe that a satellite dish would have been mounted to. That's what it's going to be attached to. So let's just take a look at it. I'm going to read the instructions and see what way it has to face. I'm assuming that this faces towards the direction of the transmitter. I'm going to actually put this facing towards where the weaker stations are and see how it performs pulling in stations that are a little bit more difficult to receive because they're in an opposite direction from the main stations. It should, because I say it's omnidirectional, it should pull in stations from all the directions, but I'm assuming that probably the front is probably where it's going to capture the best signal. It also comes with a stand for indoor use, so maybe before I put it up on the roof, we'll attach it to the indoor stand. I'll take it and I'll sit it outside. I'll just sit it on the roof of my car, and we'll connect it to my TV inside the shop here and just see what it pulls in without putting it up on the roof. We'll see what type of signal we get. Because I can set that up in a couple of minutes, then we can do a comparison to see how much better it works once I get it attached and installed on the roof, as they say. So let's mount the base on it. Base just slides on like this. That's for mounting it to a pole. The base just slips on like that. We're going to attach the coax cable here. I'll use the cable that they supplied me with. We'll attach the antenna rods. I'm going to go sit it outside. I'll sit it on the roof of my car, which will only have it about 4 or 5 feet off the ground. We'll check it at that location, and then I'm going to take it. I'll scan all the channels in on my test TV here that I've got in the workshop. Then I'm going to take it, put it up on the roof, and we'll try it again. I'll mount it up with the mounting hardware. All right, let me get the cable connected, get it connected to the TV, and we'll try it out. And I will put the VHF antenna rods on it. They just screw onto the side of the preamp on the back. So these just screw on just like this, one on either side, and that's to allow it to receive any stations that are broadcasting on the VHF band. Again, I don't know whether there's any. I think they're all pretty much on UHF around here, but we'll put the extra radiators or radials on. So they screw on just like that. This is in VHF enhancement rods. It says if you live in an area that has weak VHF reception, use these rods to enhance signal strength. Again, that I don't know whether we have any VHF services here or not. I believe they're all on UHF. But it's been a while since I've actually done a scan. So we'll connect the antenna coax to the bottom of the antenna. Preamp. The preamplifier will be inside the antenna, which is really where you want it. Right at the antenna to give yourself increased signal strength. My existing system, I don't have a preamp. I've just got the antenna, and I got a preamp, but it's inside the house for my old antenna. So this one should have an edge over my existing setup, just because the preamp is right at the antenna where you want it. Okay, I'm going to go take this. I'm going to go sit it on the car. We'll hook up the signal pass, hook it up to the TV, and we'll do a scan and see what we get. All right, so this is just what I was picking up from without rescanning. I'm going to rescan all these channels now. That's why I'm not showing you guys much, but these are channels that I was able to currently pick up before with this antenna or with this TV. I'm going to rescan the channels now. Selecting auto program, we're going to go through and we're going to search all of the channels. Scan, air. Whoops. I guess I have to do that. Scan. Okay. It's now going to scan all the channels. We're going to see what it picks up. See how many channels it picks up compared to the other antenna. Now remember, this is sitting on the roof of my car. It is not even up on the roof. So we'll see how this performs once I get it installed up high. But for now, I'm just going to scan the channels and see what we pull in compared to what I was getting with the other antenna. All right, let's see what I get. I get CBC channel 2.1. That's a normal channel. I normally get it. Check TV 6.1. Never got that with my other antenna. Incredible. 8.1. Global. That's one that I would always get with my other antenna. 10.1. Yes, I get that one too. Okay, that one's pixelating a bit, but again, the antenna is sitting on the roof of my car. 12.1. 12.2. 12.3. 12.4. 12.5, 12.6, another Me TV, 12.7. This was a good channel. I like this Story TV. I like this channel. 17.1. Yes, that's another one that I normally get. 24.1. Don't get that with my other antenna. 24.2. Don't get that with my other antenna. 24.3. Don't get that with my other antenna. It might be just an audio. Don't get that. Or 24.5, sorry. Was I saying 12? I'm not even reading the channels right. 24.1. 26.1, the French channel. I do get that with my other one. 28.1. Do not get that with my other antenna. That's PBS. 28.2. I do not get this channel with my other antenna. 28.3. I also don't get that with my other antenna. 28.4. Another channel that I have never received before. 32.1. Yes, I do get that. 42.1. Yes, I get that. 66.1. No, I don't. And it's coming in here. And then back to 2.1. So, with the antenna, I'll show you where it's sitting. The antenna is just sitting on the roof of my car. And sitting there, I am pulling in more stations than the Yagi up on the roof of the house. I'm pretty impressed. The antenna is, what, 5 feet off the ground? And I'm pulling in way more than the antenna that's mounted up on the peak of the roof. So, I'm going to take the antenna down now. I'm going to take it up on the roof, and we're going to do this again from the roof and see if I get anything different and get anything more better reception. But right now, this is rock solid. There's no problem with, well, there was one channel there, I think, that was a bit pixelating, but then when I move this up to the roof, it should be stronger. So let's carry this up to the roof, and we will try this again. I should add that that's with the antenna preamp on. I turned the antenna preamp off. Channel 28.1 is no longer coming in. If I flip on the preamp, that station should come back in here. And there we go. So that's a weak station. That's one that I never got before. A little bit of pixelation there. But the NHK World Service, again, moving the antenna a little bit higher, should probably bring that signal a little bit better. If I turn off the preamp, it's gone. So we know that the preamp is certainly making reception of those stations possible. With the mount that's on the built into the back, you can obviously attach this just using a couple of screws and hook it on, or bolt it down to the wall. The bracket here will swivel for mounting. I'm going to mount it to an existing pole, so I'm put on the bracket. Pole's going to slip through here, tighten up the wing nuts, and kind of favor it towards the stations I want to receive, kind of like I had it before. We'll hook it up to the existing coax, which comes down into the house, put the signal injector on, or the power injector, do a scan. I'm going to scan it on the same TV, and then we'll do a comparison between the existing antenna that I've got and this one. Okay, the new antenna is now installed up on the roof, right next to my old obsolete 10-foot satellite dish. It hasn't been used in years. Not that I can't use it. There's still programming. I don't think there's much on C-band anymore, but I don't have a receiver that's working, so I just haven't bothered to take it down. I get everything off air from the broadcast stations these days. But there's the new antenna. I'll show you my other antenna was actually a little bit higher than this one. So there's my other antenna. That one's been up probably for the past, almost 20 years, I would think. That's been up a long time, that one. That's UHF only. That's what I've been using for all my local reception. It's a Yagi, so it's pointed towards the Vancouver station. So it doesn't favor stations from, say, Victoria or from the south that well. So the new one is over here, and it is, again, pointed a different direction, but even when it was sitting on the car, it was pulling in the local stations. Now, what I've noticed is interesting is I actually lost a couple channels when I put it up on the roof. I lost my channel 6.1, Check TV, which I was getting no problem when it was sitting on the roof of the car. The other channels are coming in every bit as good, if not better. Channel 8 is coming in fine. Channel 10 is coming in fine. No pixelation. I was getting a bit of pixelation when it was on the roof of the car. Channel 12.1, 12.2, 12.3. These are the MeTV channels out of, I guess they're broadcasting out of Bellingham. 12.5, 12.6. These channels are all coming in clear. no problem. I'm not leaving it on the channel for very long because obviously I don't want to get nailed. 17.1, this one's always a channel that's a little bit tough to get. I never got the 24s before, not that I would really watch them because it's not really programming that does anything for me, like shopping television and stuff. I don't know what's going to be on 24.5. I guess I'll have to keep an eye on that. 26.1 is French, don't watch that. 28.1, again, never got that before, so that's an extra channel that I never received before. Same with 28.2. This is NHK out of Japan. So that's a channel that I never was able to receive before, and I'm now able to receive that. Same with 28.3, which looks to be a First Nations type network. 28.4, TVW, House of Representatives. I can't see me watching that channel. 32.1, that's our local CTV affiliate. That's always a strong signal, so that's coming in good. I've lost 42.1, which is fine. I'm not too interested in that. That's a multicultural channel, so I won't be watching that one anyway, so no great loss. 66.1, again, that's another channel that I won't be watching. That's, I guess, what is it, a church channel, I guess? I guess that's what programming they run. But I won't be watching that one either. So I have added more channels that I never got before. Would have been nice to have been able to grab check 6 and say it was coming in when I had the antenna sitting on the roof of the car. It might have just been a signal, a bounce, right? UHF signals are like that. You can get reflections, and it was coming in, but now it's not. So we'll just do the same. Channel 2, channel 8, channel 10, 12. These ones came in before off of my other antenna, which I say is a little bit higher up than this one. But it's also a Gaggy that's pointed towards the North Shore transmitters. But it does pick up those signals. 17.1, of course. I get the same channels there. Let's see if 28 will come in on this one. I wasn't getting 28 before, but maybe they've improved their signal and I just haven't rescanned. Yeah, you see? 28.1 is not coming in on this antenna whatsoever. So I've gained those channels. But again, it's probably the direction that the antenna is pointed. Okay, so I think that about does it for this one. You might wonder why I'm not taking this antenna apart to show you what's inside it. Well, I don't want to break the water seal as it's going to be outside. So if I open this unit up, I'm no doubt really going to break the water seal. Water's going to get into it and ruin it. And I'm going to use this antenna for a long-term test. Put the link in the description. And thanks for watching. I think the reason why I'm not getting that one channel, channel 6.1, is because that big satellite dish that you saw that's sitting up beside the antenna, I think that's probably right in the line of sight between the transmitter and my receiving antenna, because it sometimes is coming in. When I scanned again, the channel was there and it was kind of cutting in and out. So I think that's probably where the problem is there, is that it's just some interference from that big dish shielding. We'll have to move it at some point and try it in a different location. Maybe I'll put it up higher where the other antenna is and see what my options are there. But right now, this one's performing flawlessly. I'm going to leave it where it is because the channels I'm generally watching are on the other stations anyway. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.